Welcome to Dear Alice, a lifestyle approach to interior design.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Dear Alice. Today, we've got a fun one for you. It's luxury in doses, achievable interiors.
I love that.
I feel like that's all of us sitting at this table. Our very own Suzanne Hall is in the middle of her own remodel, taking luxury in doses.
Yes.
In her bathroom.
I sure.
And you're creating achievable interiors on the fly. And so I think we'll get into that. But first, how are we doing, guys?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of right there with you. We're in, like I was saying, a couple podcasts ago that we recorded that we're building a cabin, and this is not like, oh, we have some extra money. We took every cent, our life savings, to put down on this lot. And we're like slowly building this thing up. So I'm
exciting.
Like crazy nervous, but I'm like, it's going to be so cool. And I'm like envisioning, that's what I'm like staying awake up at night, like thinking about, and like, this is going to be awesome, So
yeah. Is this a family heirloom? Or are you renting this, or what's the draw to put all your money on the line and give it everything you've got, including your sleep?
Yes.
Why on earth are you doing this?
So it's in Bryan Head, Utah, which is a small little like ski resort in like central Utah. And Mari and I have always wanted like a place for like, us to go as a family, and we both love snowboarding. And so it'd be cool to like, our kids have like memories there and stuff, but to supplement that, we will like Airbnb it out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Those lucky ducks.
I know, right?
Yes.
And I'm going to like buy a bunch of rad furniture that we've, developed at Alice Lane and put it in it. So
nice.
It'll be cool. I'm going to build all the cabinetry for it. I said after building my house, I would never do that again, but here we are.
Here we go. Glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
I think we've all done that before. Where we're like, never again. Mm-hmm. Probably all of us that are having a baby during delivery. I will never do this again.
Exactly.
And then here we go again, because we just love our kids so much. Why wouldn't we want more?
I know, exactly.
Yeah.
Forget the pain of it, because the aftermath is so beautiful.
Exactly. Yeah. And living with it. And then just knowing that.
You're so ticked off with someone else's like shoddy work,
Yeah,
shoddy.
Absolutely. And that's why I'm like, man, I could just do it myself and do it better, So that's why I do it.
Totally. Are you hoping to be in that by like Christmas?
So they got like almost 500 inches of snow this year.
Oh, sure.
So their build season is only 4 months. So they say like in their building permit, it's like you have to do it over 2 seasons.
Okay.
So I'm hoping like, end of 2024. Yes.
Oh, nice.
That's the goal.
That's so exciting.
So
great.
We'll have a housewarming.
Yeah. Little ski party.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
We're a quarter mile from the main lift, which is amazing.
Awesome. Kudos to you.
Yeah,
that's great. Yes. What's going on for you, Sue? You're in the middle of
building a cabin.
You're in the middle of your own achievable interior.
I know.
Yes.
Yes. Yep. We're making some bathrooms. Yep. I have it all I've said it before, I have it all in my garage, and it's just so exciting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just go in there and like, it's an empty cavity right now. And I'm like, it's just going to be so much better than it was. And it's going to feel like us. And anyway, I'm just excited.
Yeah. It's painful.
Just even the color, like even I look at the tile and I like walk out of the hallway and I see this one painting. I'm like, oh my gosh, that tile's going to pull out that thing in that painting, because I picked them out and I love both of those things. So of course they're going to speak to each other. And I'm so excited.
I'm excited for you. Yeah. You guys are both in creation.
We are.
You both are like percolating on things after hours. That's fun.
I think it's good to do that. I have to stay busy. That's just my personality. I have to be doing something.
I've also been painting.
Oh yes.
I've been painting.
Sue took a painting class.
Much fun. Yeah. Guys, I love art. I doodle a lot, but I do it fast because that's what my job is for clients. I guess that's not like in my actual like just job description, but it's something I can't help.
How you communicate.
I can't help moving my hands. I found that. And so, so I've been painting, and I've had oils and acrylics and like all the art supplies in my basement. And I'm like, I met this gal, Melissa Terry, and I have a painting of hers, and she opened up this like little clinic and like this art class, like for $150, just like on a Saturday, for a couple hours to go and like eat delicious food and paint with her. And I'm like, I'm going to do that. And then April 1st rolled around, and I was so glad I had signed up for that, because it's exactly what my soul needed. And I just like, I think it's good to just be around other artists and to just like kind of give yourself the liberty to create and to mix paints and be okay, like to paint over something. And it was very therapeutic. And so I do that at night sometimes.
That's amazing.
And so it's been good.
That is really, good. Really good. Yeah. That's great. I love that. I love sort of challenging yourself and signing up for something so that when it comes, you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing this. And I feel like we need to continue to grow as humans, and our spirits need to grow.
Our brains.
It is good for our brains. And I feel like we're all so busy, but if we really do something that we know that our little soul is going to leap inside our bodies, that we did it. You know, Corey thinks about these memories he's going to make in the future. And so his current self is hooking up his future self.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. And Sue Hall, her past self hooked up her current self by signing up for this art class. You guys, I'm going to challenge everybody listening to sign up for something or say yes to something. I went down to Arizona last month, and a girlfriend had invited me to a dress launch that she did with Dillard's. And I was like, oh, I never would say yes to something like that. But something inside me was just like, just go. It's 2023. Just do something you wouldn't normally do.
Yep.
It was an absolute surprise and delight to my human soul. And I loved every second of it. The food was sweeter. The weather was better. The new friendships were kindled. And every bit of it was just like a total happy surprise. It felt like kismet. Yeah. So do it. Say yes to something or sign up for something and just really, really follow through with it.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
That note.
Yes. Okay. We have a listener question. She wants to know, what is your favorite countertop material? If you can't choose real marble, of course.
Oh, I thought it says, what is your favorite marble?
It is. I corrected it for this podcast.
I'm like, I read a different question.
Yes.
Sorry, repeat.
What's your favorite countertop material if you can't choose real marble, of course? Quartzite. Okay. Yeah. Let's just say, for instance, the reason why you can't choose marble might be because of budget. Oh. Quartzite and marble kind of fall in that same pricing category. Mm. You know what I mean?
I would still say a living finish, and I would probably just go to a less expensive marble. Great. I would go to Calcutta. Or if I were to go, the thing I just
Carrera.
Carrera. Yeah, Calcutta's not going to be in the budget. But
like, this girl's drinking some rich cream.
I'm excited for you. Andrea Leah, is that our listener question?
Yes.
There you are. I just don't like things that look like something that they're not. So even porcelains that look like a marble, or porcelains that look like a limestone, or I'm not a fan, and I just don't think it has staying power, and it might fit the bill right now.
Yeah.
And it might have a lot of good properties of cleaning and things like that. But in my heart of hearts,
yes,
I don't know.
I would rather do a new granite that's out there that looks like something else
that still has an opinion
than to do quartz. I would rather do a granite than a quartz. Yeah. Because quartz are like photo finished to look like something that they're not.
Yeah.
And also they have a certain amount of like resins and glues in them to hold them together. And so you can't put hot things down or you'll melt the countertop.
Yep.
And I just hate that idea. I want to just like kind of live fast and loose and put my pot down wherever. And I don't want to baby anything. And so I just think I want to live authentically with authentic surfaces. So we've seen some really beautiful granites. You can do a really affordable Carrera marble.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a soapstone.
Yeah.
Choosing something that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one quartz that I like.
What's that? Tell them.
Fresh concrete, but it doesn't look like it's trying to be a different stone. It's just like it's a little bit, and like I know you're probably not going to love it because it doesn't have movement, and you love movement, and I loved movement too. But if I'm working on a more modern home in the Tahoe treehouse, like I had to do like there was a very hard wearing like wear and tear and anyway and with like the natural stone of what was happening on the walls and things, it didn't need more movement. And so I liked the mattness and the organic nature of fresh concrete. And it's just kind of this bone color. And so it gave me what I needed in combination with the other things. It needed to be a little bit more still,
pretty,
but not sterile. So anyway, that's the only quartz I would use.
There's another quartz. It's got little tiny chunks of something in it. It's like a tiny, tiny version of terrazzo.
Pyrite. I'm like, huh?
No, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
It's like confetti or not, but what is that called?
But it does
nougat. It's called nougat.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like I
think that in a mud hall or like a kid's craft room or something like that, if you have to use it, that one doesn't bother me. It's the fake marbles that have veins.
Like varicose veins.
They look like varicose veins on my current legs right now. And they just are like injected.
That's another episode.
Yeah.
We'll get into
the episode will be called "Things That Look Like Body Parts That Are for Interiors." Yes. And at the top of the list will be quartz that is injected veins.
And they're getting really good at it, but I think it's just like we just know too much. Plain and simple. And so like any live material I think has an energy and it's going to give back to your house. So that'll be obviously at the top of our list of whatever budget you need to be in. Talk to your fabricators or whoever's providing the slab yard, right? And just see, this is my budget per square foot. What natural stone can I get? What's the closest thing I can get to this price? I would go that.
Yeah. Would you rather do
Are we playing Would You Rather?
I mean, this
Would
is
you rather?
kind of, yeah. Would you do like smaller CM, so thickness of countertop?
For sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
Yeah. And then just like no miter though. You can't do a miter.
No.
Okay.
And I'm totally fine with that. I think honestly, and that kind of goes in and out. Like when you're like a two or, I remember like back in the early 2000s, it was like a miter down 3-4 inches for a massive thick countertop, but it just like takes away from storage. And I'd rather have like
those heavy lines aren't so foxy right now.
No, I was just
not.
a bit like you do a 2 CM.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Cool.
Of anything or of quartz?
Of marble.
You're like, if it's quartz, I'm going to see less of it. So do less.
Well, the thing about
I'm going
2
to embed
CM,
that thing from my countertop and it's going to be inset.
like the thing about 2 CM is that it's a cheaper slab because it's thinner. And if you're not doing any, mitering on it, then it's like less work for them. So sometimes that's even less expensive than quartz.
I feel like right now
situation.
too, and kind of there's maximalism, but then there's also like kind of this less is more too. And if it's a really interesting stone, I don't think you need to try so hard.
It's the French girl. It's back to the French girl. It's just like being cool and effortless, and you don't have to be such a try hard.
You know what, and sister Andrea, Leah, I would, in this case, I am in this case, Andrea. Shoot, let's talk real. Okay, I'm doing these 2 bathrooms, and I'm like, they're not huge countertops. So I like reach out to my gal, Steph. Hey, Steph. And I asked her, I'm like, what remnants do you have? These are like the parameters I need. What do you have like in this realm? I put together this like montage of like the colors that I'm using. And like, I'm like, throw me anything in this. So she sent me like reds, greens, oranges of all these things of just like the wildest stuff.
Are you buying from the boneyard or these full
I'm buying these from the boneyard. But in any case, if you're looking for a kitchen, ask them like, what is nobody buying?
Yeah.
If it's like a pink stone or an orange stone,
tell me whatever you want to get rid of.
Honestly, anything that has like an opinion that you could turn fashionable, I would way rather go for that than a printed varicose vein marble.
Cheers.
Porcelain.
Yes. Well said.
So find something that nobody else has, that's just like off kilter and like will make a splash when people walk in and be like, they're so fun.
Yes.
That gal that I took that painting class from, it was so much fun. She did they're in the middle of a constant remodel. They live up on Mile High, in those homes. And like the intensity of the colors that she was using paired with the marble that she had started to use, the whole place isn't done, but the spots that she has experimented, she feels like an artist.
Nice.
And I'm like, and she just has like these paintings in process and, things all over the place. And so it's not even completely finished, but it was absolutely perfect after you met her, and you're just like, this is exactly where it is. And this house will be an evolution for a while. And I think that that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, but she knows her style and that's what was so powerful in this unfinished home.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Great. Ooh, good answer. Guys, if you have any questions, please send them in to Dear Alice at alicelanehome.com. We would love to give you answers to those things that you're noodling on. All right, guys, let's get to it. Luxury in doses, achievable interiors. Yes.
That was kind of it.
Can I first, let's just first start out by defining luxury. I think that'd be really fun. We make all of the guests that come on Dear Alice define luxury. So to that,
Do you want me to go first? Is that
Corey Place, how would you define luxury? And I'm going to just say, sorry, let me give you this caveat for the home. I know we say like beautiful things about friendships and food and all of these things, but we are talking specifically about achievable interiors and doing luxury in doses. So let's talk about, what does luxury in doses, or what does luxury in your house look like to you? I think we could sort of set the stage as we get into this juicy podcast.
I think I can answer it the same way that I was going to anyway. And that's just like fully expressing who you are and like working towards who you're meant to be, if that makes sense. So
I love that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Standing O. Yeah. I love that.
And so like what I'm like meaning with that as far as interiors go is like my home right now is nowhere near done. Like there are so many things that I need for it, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not phoning it in and buying this piece. I'm going to like get the thing that I want. And, it's going to be an ever evolving thing to really like fully express, because I feel like right now, even though I like work for Alice Lane, like I'm on the journey of like finding who I am, as far as like design goes. And I feel, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay exactly where I am. And I always, I love to like keep learning and stuff like that. So, to me, that's luxury, is just kind of evolving to who I'm meant to be and like the best version of myself. And, the journey to that is pretty great.
That's a fantastic answer. I love that. And I hope that that's something that we're trying to do here at Dear Alice, like is helping people get there on their own journey to find the youest you that there ever was. I know that sounds like Dr. Seuss, but it's true when it comes to our homes, right? And it changes our experience getting to live in a very original space that perfectly reflects you, more than creating a home that looks like all your neighbors so that all your friends can cheer you on because you're buying the thing that they have too. Or, you know what I mean? There's acceptance that comes with that. But here we're saying
it's short-lived, my friends.
Yes. That's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sue Hall, how do you define luxury?
Well, I had the gooey, other one all queued up, but, I would say when I'm looking around my house, the things that like present the most luxury to me are the things that have a story. And I feel like I've been collecting for a long time, and I've edited and I've never lived in a massive house, but I feel like everything that I have curated, the things that have stayed, because there's been things that have gone, but the things that have stayed for a reason. And that's because they're deep in a story or a place or a person, a human, which also, it's kind of relates to my other ooey gooey answer, but I think it's just that it's the things that make me feel something, it ignites my senses. It like makes you look at certain things and it reminds you of a person, and it's hard not to tear up. Yeah. Because you fall in love with it every time you look at it again. And like the light hits it differently, and you can never get rid of it. Yeah. It just gives so much back.
Yeah. I love that.
That's luxury to me.
Gorgeous answers, you guys.
Thank you.
It's really good.
What about you?
Yeah.
Well, I have written down that I define luxury by like the realness of it, like the hand, the weight, the patina, the stitching. It's like the detail of something that's kind of the quality of it. And then also when these things have meaning to us, like what we're saying, like for instance, I think about grandma's silver that I just inherited, grandma's silverware, that's real silver. And when I hold that in my hand, and the weight of it and the patina of it looks very different than my other silverware in the drawer, which is stainless steel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's just something that has this more special, everlasting, long-lasting effect to it. And it patinas and it just gets more and more beautiful. So like that really great pebble leather, or something that's not just a painted leather. You know what I mean? Like maybe you save up for a pair of shoes, or you save up for a purse or something, and you just love the weight of it and the hand of it and the way it feels against your body, and all of these things have been considered. And I think that is really, really luxurious. Yeah.
And they get better with time.
They do. They do way better. Like yes.
Especially if it is a good leather. Like there was a spill on that kind of Italian blue leather chair for the Ajax. And I was just like, you know what? It still looks good. You know, like you're not going to throw it out because it got spilled on. If anything, like it'll just like, I don't know, be backdrop to all the other like living that will happen there.
Yeah. I love that.
That's why I love natural leather, just because there's highs and lows to them, and it's, you know what I mean? I mean, if you think about it, like that, it actually is stained. Like it's stained when you get it, you know, and that's why I painted leather.
The cow wasn't blue.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So,
that's great.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So let's tell people how they can start to get luxury in doses in their home. We know that not everybody, especially ourselves, we can't afford to just buy everything all at one. And that's why we're calling it luxury in doses, and how to achieve these interiors kind of over time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have written down, invest in the rug.
Kind of going back. Oh,
yeah, go for it, Corey.
Sorry. Yes. I'll just share this point first. Going back to what I was talking about a few minutes ago, I think having, you know, somewhat of a vision, like this is where I want to, like, rather than just like, well, like I just saw this in so-and-so's house, and so I'm just going to bring it into mine, and, you know, like, don't worry about that, and just have a vision of like where you want to go, and then like take those steps there to get it. Like, you know, I want, you know, this bed, and like this look, and just, you know, shoot for that.
Yeah. And honestly, I think luxury, like in addition to like the real materials and stuff, it's a feeling, and it's a feeling you get when you're in contact with these things, right? Or you smell something, and the smell is luxurious. So like the candles you're burning, all those things. I know we have, but to your point, Corey, before we hop into rug, it's just like for you, when you're kind of trying to define what is luxury to you, what are the most luxurious spaces where you felt so good in? We went to dinner last night, and it was by a fire. I don't even remember what the finishes around there, but it was the lighting, that just like everything about it. It was the food, the smell, the conversation, all those things added to the luxury, but that was luxurious, you know, but anyway.
Yeah.
So
I agree. It was like the mountain air, walking up to the place, the stones under your feet, the leather chairs right by the fireplace.
The sounds you heard.
The way that the firelight looked on each other's faces, like it felt intimate and quiet and dark. So I felt like the conversation was juicier, right? All of these things, like really taking the time to invest in people is going to pay you back in massive dividends for your soul, for the way you think the day after, the days after. It's like going to continue to enrich in your life. So even just creating a space where you can have those moments within your home, I think that is going to really feed the human spirit, you know? Yeah. So good.
So we all know we love a rug. So I do think that luxury is, again, back to like the real honest materials and the storytelling. I think like I love the vintage rugs. To me, I think is so luxurious because it's just like it's of yesteryear, and there's just a history to it. And I think most things that are steeped in history have like this value, right? And so, and I think that it's an energy. I think it's like I think even when we talk to one of our carpet providers, and we were talking about what kind of carpet's the best, we love placing wool in people's houses. And he explained to it that it's a living material, so it gives energy back. And that's luxurious, guys. Yeah. So as you're even like, whether you can like only afford a candle that's luxurious right now, or whether you can start to kind of like invest in some of these things as you're building your house and your style, right? Just think about that, you know, just like that real material, that's luxury. A hand knotted rug is luxury. Jess and I we went to this tour of a temple. They had a tufted rug in the entry. We both noticed that. And I flipped the corner. Sure thing. It was a tufted rug. That's not luxury to me.
Yeah. The tuft on it though was a really high pile.
It
was probably like 10,000 tufts per square inch.
Yeah, like no, it was
probably like 2 inches high, but yeah, like the colors to us
it was fictitious a little bit. And
didn't feel vegetable dye.
I love that you did that, by the way. You're like, I'm going to investigate a little more.
And I was across the room. I was like, oh no, she didn't. Oh no, she didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I know. So fun.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I do think that the rug, I think it's the first thing that we pick out for a room. It's the first thing that's laid down when we're installing. And so anything that goes on top of it can be replaced at a later date when you can afford it. But I do think I think there's a lot of luxury that comes off the ground.
I agree. That's so great. Okay. So if we want to get a sofa, I think if you did this could be a good example of luxury in doses. Or maybe you have an existing sofa that's working just fine. It's in a neutral material. It's graded in material. You didn't do a COM. Those of you that are designers know that that's a very advanced process, meaning you have to get fabric from one place, send it to the mill. It's not a graded in fabric. No. It's very expensive. You can easily double the price of the sofa just in using different fabric, right? So let's just say you have a graded in sofa. You bought it off of a showroom floor. One way that you can kick it up to space where you feel like it's luxurious is just getting great pillows, you know? Mm-hmm. You're already working with your existing piece, but you can bring in those beautiful textiles, whether it's like the Schumacher tiger fabric, or maybe it's a really great, you know, silk fabric that feels like a scarf to you, or the beautiful woven textile. I say pay attention to those details and you'll feel like you're living large.
Yeah. I will say I have a long sofa. It's 108 inches long and I have 2 big pillows on there, and I baffled a little bit for a second. I'm like, what pillows am I going to get? And I ended up with like the Liebco ones, like 2 in the corner. And I have not tired of those. Yeah. Those are so luxurious to me, and they always look good, be it winter and I have more pillows in front of them, or be it summer and I just have a white ball pillow in front of those.
Explain what Liebco is to the people.
Yes. Liebco is like the most magical little line out of Belgium, and we get their linen sheets at the store, and they have the most beautiful like designed pillows that are just kind of this wool. I feel like it's a wool, like it's a linen wool almost. Mm-hmm. And it's just the density and the thickness and just like the color tones. It's usually like an oatmeals and like these kind of caramely camels and these like soft charcoal blacks, and just like usually in like an interesting rhythm of stripes. But there's just something that's so, and I love Sundance. I love like that kind of era. And that feels very Ralph Lauren Sundance to me. I'm not sick of them. And I've had them on there for probably 3 years.
Yeah. And down fills, and they're massive. They're like 26 by 26. They're like Euro sizes. Yeah.
They're huge, but it's a big sofa. And so I just always have those in the corner. And I keep thinking, I'm like, what could I switch those out with? And I'm still just not sick of them.
Yeah.
That's luxury to me.
Totally.
Like that was like, I bought once and they're expensive, but man, cost per day, like,
cost per day. Yes. That is awesome.
Has given back to me. And
yes. I also feel like the down fill, like a 26 by 26 is like the whole size of your torso if you're sitting down. Mm-hmm. So your whole body can lean into this thing. And you suddenly feel like you're in a baby. You're in a Barca lounger, or yeah. So it's not like a bunch of little nervous pillows. It's like, I'm going to put it all on red. I'm going for the one big pillow.
Luxury. Yeah. That is luxury. I think there's so many times that people are like, I just can't figure out my room. It's just not working out. And I'm like, you need to strip that of all the TJ Maxx pillows you have on there and stop going to TJ Maxx
with the polyester fills. Yes.
Yeah. There's, even though the karate chop is like kind of out, we still want it to be able to bend. We still want it to be able to move with our body. Mm-hmm. And that is what a downfill does. And I think when you can like really dial in what's right for your room, you might do some like different pillows on top. But like once you find your good pillows, they're good. Mm-hmm. Like that's luxury.
I agree.
It's luxury to not have to worry about pillows, guys. Mm-hmm. Give yourself that time back. Time is luxury.
Cheers.
And they really do like change. Recently we got new pillows, and we got the Terra Vegan Mohair one and 2 others that we had developed, and I can't remember the names of them because there was a while ago.
Oh, but you know what? Quick hot tip for the people.
Yes.
If you guys want to, I think the Terra Vegan Mohair pillow and the Capri are on the clearance site right now on Alice Lane Home. It's a luxury fill, the down fill and the hand on it. It's a vegan mohair. It feels just like a really nice, slippery, silky mohair.
And it's actually really the loveliest to put your cheek on.
It really
is. It's a good one to nap on. Anyway, I'm just saying we're giving them away. Like you should really take advantage of us on this one.
$124. Then it's crazy. Demi spilled juice all over it. Totally easily cleaned up. It was insane. I know. Yeah. She's fantastic. A tornado. So it's amazing. And they really did change our section. I'm like, did we get a new sectional in? Because
look at a gentleman testifying on a throw pillow. Yeah. I love you right now. That's amazing. Yeah. So good. Okay. The next one we have is making good decisions, being super thoughtful, and just taking time to make the decisions. I think unhurried decision making is also luxurious because
time is luxurious.
It is. It's not that impulse buy. We're like, oh, I got people coming over quick, home goods, new pillows, that sort of thing. It's like, no, be really thoughtful with your dollar.
Yeah.
really research it out, think about it, and buy the very best thing that you can afford for that space because it's going to be longer lasting.
Yeah. I'd rather see a space undone, like not with like just stupid fillers that you're never going to go back and replace, y'all. Like you just won't.
You're going to live with it.
You're going to have to live with it. Like live with those sins. And it's such a bummer.
You're going to have back problems.
Yeah. I know it's the worst. But okay, real fast I'm going to talk about the bathroom for a second because I only had we have very small fractions of time in the day, guys. Like we are running from appointment to appointment. Like,
yeah.
Our pets' heads are falling off. Anyway, and I my plumber told me, he's just like, just run over here. I have an account. Just go grab this, pick out this. This is my favorite valve. I'm like, cool, I'll do that. I have a half hour before I have to be at meetings. So I went over there and I made decisions that I wouldn't have made for a client. And I'm just like, well, polished nickel, they have some polished nickel in this line. I'll try it, and
Susan's playing fast and loose.
I played it fast and loose, and you guys know I'm good at fast decisions, but I was using a line. I was using Moen, which I don't use Moen, guys. I just don't specify Moen. And for my boys' bathroom, I've actually found a really cute line, and it's a retro tile. It's quirky, and I went chrome with it. And I think I'm just bending that way, right? But in my bathroom, I'm gonna do polished nickel. I'm like, okay, they have a couple suites in polished nickel. I got the box of Moen's polished nickel. It was the worst shade. I'm like, that's not polished nickel. Man. Those liars.
Yeah.
No,
Moen
it was just weird.
They are.
It was weird. Anyway,
they're gonna cancel us.
Yeah. Anyway, but you know what? Because of that fast decision and not being thoughtful for my own damn space, even though we have a freaking podcast, that talks about and preaches this stuff. Anyway, I
think Suzanne made this point when we were on the podcast, was you guys just make good decisions, be thoughtful, and take time.
Because I had to go back and I just had to return it, and I'm waiting for the color one I want, whatever, and it's going to be better. And
buy once, cry once.
Exactly. And
don't try and justify that cheaper thing.
It wasn't that much cheaper. That's the other thing. It was my difference was $400 or $500, to get something that I'm going to have to interact with every day.
Yeah.
On my faucets
and
my shower.
I have to clean it.
I have to look at it. And it's not going to, that finish, I swear to you guys, would look terrible with all my other metal finishes. With my lighting, my hardware, it would have just been it would have haunted me if I didn't make the switch, So just do it right the first time.
Yeah.
Luckily it wasn't installed. And Tom's like, so you don't like it? I'm like, no, I absolutely don't. No.
There must be
100% not going to there was just a weird tint to it. And it was just too warm to be a polished nickel, and it didn't look silver.
It looked like regret.
It looked like a sea of bad decisions. I don't know.
Plumbers must get a kickback from Moen or something because
they have a universal valve. I've talked to several and they have a universal valve, and there's one, and years later when you have to repair it, it's a lot easier to repair than Kohler or any of the luxury brands, because they have 5-6 different valves that are sometimes built in. Then you have to rip out more. So I get it. I get the functionality.
Get it together.
High
Kohler,
five, Moen.
Yes.
But freaking fix your polished nickel. It's terrible.
You're canceled on your finishes though.
Yeah.
Cancel you.
You kick ass on chrome. It's super cool. And it'll look great in my boys' bath. You guys, I'm gonna show you how to live responsibly, because there's other luxury finishes. I think that's probably part of this, right? Achievable interiors. There are things that you're gonna have to to deal with, but pick those in doses. And then what's really important, your tile, your countertops, those things that should be real, absolutely invest in those, because it wouldn't be hard for me to change out my plumbing a few years down the line if I really wanted to. But
plumbing fixtures.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we've got Suzanne Hall unfiltered right now on the mic, I'm going to go ahead and
hit me.
I'm going to go ahead and ask you, in the bathroom, what did you do luxurious in doses and what did you not splurge for? It sounds like you splurged for your tile and you're splurging for a boneyard countertop.
Yeah. And my cabinetry.
And your cabinetry.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go affordable on a Moen fixture in the kids' bath. You went affordable on the sconces and affordable on the mirror.
But there's
then Tom will paint it yourselves.
Yeah, Tom,
So paint also you're not splurging for, because you got that. That's an inside job
that you guys could do.
Yeah.
You can paint your own space, but you can't make your own cabinetry unless you're Corey Place. And you can't Corey a countertop that's beautiful. You know,
that's
like, that's real hard.
That is.
That's an afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
And you shouldn't install your own plumbing or your own tile.
You remember when that happened? I'm like, there's a leak. I'm going to go buy flooring right now. I'm going to go to Floor and Decor. Like you just get like completely hypnotized by like panic.
Yeah.
When you have to make these decisions, listener, I'm sure you felt this, right? When you have to just like make decisions, you have to be an expert at something. And I am an expert. Yeah. I'm a damn expert. Anyway. And so luckily for the fact that I'm an expert, I went to Floor and Decor and I found a beautiful little marble tile. Most of the other stuff, not interested in, but you just have to like educate yourself if you're doing this on your own, or just trust whoever you're working with that they're going to make living decisions that are like beautiful and lovely. And the bathroom's going to be awesome because I have great art.
Yeah.
And I know where to flex and I know my assets.
Yes.
So, right?
I like it. It's like getting dressed in the morning.
It's like getting dressed, right?
Yes. Yes. You know your assets. You know what to wear.
Yes.
I love it.
Yep.
I kind of have a little rule in my own mind, which you guys can totally debunk, but I think anything you have to have permanently installed, like you're going to have to get a contractor to come put it in, or it's like lighting, like that's an electrician or a plumber or something like that. And I can't do it myself. I want to make sure and do a good job on those things. Right. But there's other things you can change out, like the hardware, easy to change out.
Super easy.
Right. But I'm like, for the faucet, in my primary space or my powder bath, I'm going to go ahead and get something that I love, right? Mm-hmm. You can go builder grade on your guest baths, your kid baths, everything else. Mm-hmm. So the lighting fixture, I'm like, if I have to get him back out here, that's going to be at least $100 house call. Right? And so you're like, I just maybe want to push myself a little bit out of the builder grade to get something I can live with for a decade until I'm ready to do this again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's kind of a rule of thumb that I have.
I totally
There's nothing
agree.
to debunk there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And your tile has to get installed by somebody. So that's a permanent thing too. Yeah. So do as good of a job you can with the budget that you have.
Totally. And there's so many good products out right now that, even if you can't, honestly, if I couldn't afford real marble, Andrea Leah, and you want a backsplash on that kitchen, I would find a really good looking, do a tile marble. On your backsplash.
Great
and that's
point.
Way better, and that's going to be a lot less expensive than a full slab backsplash. And you can be creative, but it's still a real living material. Mm-hmm. And even in the bath, like it's not like I'm doing full slab in my bathroom, but I found these really cool tiles that are like, they fit they look handmade and there's variation and it looks expensive and it's going to be a mood. Mm-hmm. So just create a mood. Moods are luxurious.
Cheers.
Right.
I love that. That's so cool. I did a tiled marble tile surround on my fireplace in my living room.
Yeah.
It looks like a slab because it's a busy pattern. It's like a zebrano.
Joint.
Yeah. And those lines, the tile setter did a good job lining things up, and people would swear it's a slab, but it's made out of large 24 by or 18 by 24 inch tiles cut down. So there's always a nice shortcut. Just get clever, make good decisions, and be really thoughtful. And you might get an idea when you're sleeping on it instead of buying it like right away. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But make the decision before you go into the store, because the gal that I worked with said that the polished nickel was awesome. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Except for some people don't know what decision they want until they see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's you know that you have that luxury. Speaking of luxuries.
I do have that luxury. Knowledge is luxury.
It is.
Educate yourself, I guess.
Yes, definitely.
Because if you do just like ask like whoever like happens to be at the front desk, like what they like it's going to be a joker answer. Most likely.
Unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to end with the last point, which is anything you have always wanted. Ooh. Yes. That is luxury, right? Yeah. So I would say splurge on that thing. Or make that thing come to pass in the most affordable way possible, but use that as your guiding star, your North Star. Is like, what have I always wanted to do for this? Is there a space I dream of? I'm going to hit my Pinterest board. I'm going to go to my saved pictures. I'm going to do the thing that I've always wanted, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's luxurious.
Love that. Mm-hmm. That is luxurious.
Something that you just love and are obsessed with. Anything else that you guys want to add to how to get luxury in doses and making it achievable along the way?
I think back to, do you remember what Martin Lawrence Bullard said, about just like, what does he define luxury as? Was not saving your best, so just like even in the small things,
not
like,
saving anything for best.
Thank you. Not saving anything for best.
Which means like, you're going to use that Hermes butter knife every single day. You're not just going to wait and use it on Easter or on Christmas. Like use everything you love every day. Don't wait and save that special purse only for special occasions. Put it on with your denim and your jeans and just dress it up, Yeah.
I would say that even I like that he like used like the butter knife, because I'm like in doses, like feels like small little things that like even in those little small things, like there's a lot of just, I don't know, there's something quite calming. I think I was talking to you the other day and it was just like crazy. I have 3 boys and all those things. And I was like prepping myself for like our night routine because I have to take baths. I have to do all these things and life is just busy. But I went and I lit my True Dawn candle and it's on my entry chest with beautiful flowers. And I like lit it and then I was ready to go. I'm like, okay, let's do this, but just like create these little moments that will make just these other things lovely and not seem hard as hard.
Yes.
So even like, just like the tools that you use, like if you have one good knife, to cut, that's like really just like slices right through. That's a nice brand. Or if you have one, just in every single facet that you're like using like to look at or practicality, if you can find something in your face routine, something when you're in the shower with your hair, something, just in every one of those, if you're excited to use that product, that'll make your day go a little bit smoother. That's luxury.
Cheers. I
Mic
love
drop
that.
right there.
Yes. So good. You guys, thanks so much for listening today to Luxury in Doses, Achievable Interiors. We will catch you next time. Hey, thanks for listening. If you like our show, please leave a 5-star rating.